To really understand how our nightly sleep varies every night, it is important to look at what affects our sleep. So sleep architecture is affected by many things, everyday life things. Sleep architecture is defined as the cycle of sleep that we all go through, and we go through different stages. As you can see in the diagram, we have stage 1, N1, N2, also known as light sleep, N3, also known as deep sleep, and REM sleep, which is also known as the dream state, and where our body is paralyzed and our muscles are paralyzed while we're dreaming so that we cannot act out our dreams. Each stage is responsible for different functions, as you can also see in the diagram. This cycle then repeats several times during the night, with the longest REM sleep period closest to the waking time. Also, REM sleep is important in processing emotions, and it's this stage of sleep that doctors are most concerned about with sleep apnea, because muscle paralysis affects the ability to keep an open airway with the throat muscles when they completely relax. Because each sleep stage has its own function constant interruptions do not allow for the sleep cycles to complete properly, or the order and length of each cycle to complete properly. The important thing to know is that there's a large variation in sleep every night. Much of it depends on what happened during the day. Stress from work or life, food consumed, exercise, allergies, nasal congestion, amount and timing of alcohol and caffeine, and exposure to sunlight, shift work, and much more. I wanted to spend a bit of time on alcohol consumption because it's a major cause of fragmented sleep. Fragmented sleep means that continuous waking up during the night. Although alcohol shortens the time needed to fall asleep, it causes more deep sleep and no REM sleep for the first half of the night. And as the body processes the alcohol, frequent awakenings and more REM rebound sleep occurs in the second half of the night. These awakenings cause fragmented sleep and may also increase the risk of insomnia. Sedative use has similar effects on sleep. What we want to see when we're using CPAP and oral appliance therapy is a trend. Therefore, we like to use something called a sleep diary or a sleep log to monitor what's happening. We can use it to keep an eye on blood pressure and level of daytime sleepiness and snoring. Reasons for waking up are many. We want to reduce the number of wake up and arousals due to breathing efforts. However, hot flashes, body aches, pain, needing to go to the bathroom, having pets in the bedroom, and having young children can still cause you to wake up during the night. What is the point of keeping a sleep log, and should I use one? A sleep log is a handy tool to see trends in what's happening with your sleep. It's especially good to start the sleep log before you start the oral appliance therapy to have a baseline of what's happening. You might not notice these things, but over time you might notice improved health effects like we discussed earlier. You might notice a decrease in acid reflux. You might notice a decrease in blood pressure, decreased headaches in the morning, decreased jaw pain from clenching, better mood, or any other symptoms you might attribute to your sleep apnea. Some improvements can be instant, such as reducing snoring. Some symptoms can be taking 3 months before you see them, such as a reduced or decrease in blood pressure. What we want to see is a trend over time. Each night can be variable in what kind of sleep we have, as we saw in the section on sleep architecture. It can help identify when the oral appliance therapy treatment has reached its maximum medical effect before going back to see your doctor about another follow-up sleep study. I have enclosed an example of a sleep log, which may come in handy when the appliance position is changed, to note down any side effects or how the night's sleep was experienced.